There are multiple levels of recognition. There is those who are awake and those who are asleep. There are multiple levels of sleeplessness. There are those in sleeplessness that are simply behaving as if they're a robot. And it's fine. Don't worry about them. There are those who fluctuate between liking this idea of sleep and dreaming that they're real. And then you have multiple levels of wakefulness. The one who has had this experience or insight, it may be very subtle, it may be very, very dramatic, but there's a recognition that I don't feel as if I have experienced what I'm supposed to experience in this body. I think something is holding itself back. I want to find something out. I have a real burning question. And then something drops. And this dropping has also multiple levels. So the point of these words is to say that you can be one that is completely free. And you'll recognize that once everything comes back into shape and you appear back in this apparently real body again. You'll recognize the fact that I can't talk about this to specific people. Even the top intelligent neurosurgeons, counselors, psychologists, they don't understand. And if I do, I guarantee they'll lock me up in some mental institute. Because the intelligence that has been experienced at this level of awakening is far, far, I wouldn't say superior, but non-accepting and non-identifiable by any mind that is fluctuating between wakefulness and sleep. This experience of awakening is what we call, or what they call, enlightenment. And you never go to sleep again. You see, you're constantly aware, constantly awake, but you have no idea what you are, how to speak about it, and what to do to fit into this, what was the world that you seemed to be a part of. You seemed to be that person in that world that now is unfolding in front of you, but you have no idea how to express this new world that has unfolded, because you can't find anything significant to explain what is going on. Because the difference in all of this world is differing, whether it's awake or whether it's sleep. It is all the same, differing levels of mind. The robot mind repeats what it has heard from past and continually just repeats and repeats and repeats conditioned information. The one that fluctuates from awake to sleep, the middle state, which is probably what we would call as the normal state, recognizes that sometimes it seems to be being controlled, sometimes it wants to be in control, and there are many times when, you know what, I don't really understand what's going on. And it fluctuates from these two types of minds. One is called ego, identity, body, when this one thinks I am separate, I am in control, or I am being controlled. When awake, it means I don't know what's going on. I'm not really interested in what is going on. We've experienced it in our day-to-day life. I want to go to this wedding. I want to dress in this beautiful dress, this beautiful suit. I want to make a statement. I want people to see me and recognize me, and I want to be involved and meet so many new people. Yeah? And then you arrive, and suddenly you're not interested. What? I'm not really interested. I don't want to mix and dance. I think I'm just going to stand at the bar, or I'm going to get a taxi home early. I'm not really interested, you see. The most difficult thing is when you reach enlightenment and you know you're not going to speak directly to another one who's in that same state unless you force yourself to the front of some satsang hall and say, you know, I am you and you are me. And that one will also not recognize, because that one has a different level of mind through its extreme enlightening. So you can meet up with any saint, Christ, Buddha, if they still existed, Muji, Adyashanti, all these existed, and they will still not accept you as the same as them, you see. Not because they're special, because every single one of us, even in our most enlightened state, has a different mind level to describe or to deal with is better, how to continue as a human body. So you find yourself in solitude, but not in solitude because the one that has guided you, the Sadguru, the one that has always been there, that is caring for you, consoling you, massaging you, caring for you, you realize that this one is probably just as good as having 5 or 6 decent friends, maybe 500 decent friends, depending on your level of enlightenment and level of mind. So if anyone pursues, anyone seeks and goes beyond this duality, this non-duality, and then returns to non-duality, you know, and then it appears that there is duality again, and then triality, and it fluctuates, and the whole mind is so open and diverse. If you reach this, there's no one you can confer with directly, unless we all go and push. I don't think push is a good word, but all leave ourselves open for this source to come inside, plagiarize our bodies, and then become whole again. So don't think bad of a guru, because the guru is probably more out of it. How do you know which level of enlightenment or which level of awakening you're on? You don't really know, you see. You can only, because you don't exist as that person anymore. Life is taking you to where it wants you to experience and see. If you're teaching in a satsang hall, it's not down to you, the individual, it's down to life guiding you to that place. If you're sitting in front of a video, discussing things with yourself, not really knowing why and how, not really knowing what you're doing, what you're trying to achieve, not really understanding anything about anything in this world and what is taking place and whether someone is watching or not watching, that's where you're meant to be. But the enlightened one will not see anyone as wrong in whatever you're doing in your life. That's why so much love comes from an enlightened being. They accept everything for what it is. So the warning is not really a warning. It's basically saying, go for it. Be alone. Enjoy being alone. Because you are alone. But this loneliness is not a loneliness of one individual being alone. This is a wholeness loneliness. That you know that even those who appear to be asleep and awake, within is you. And within you is the real them. And within all is holy, whole, all, encompassing, pure, conscious, feminine, masculine, all kinds of lin, love. Don't measure your awakening. Don't measure your life, whether you're asleep or not. Surrender, give up, and let things take its own course. And very soon, we will all be able to communicate without speaking, with simple knowing. What does a truly, truly, truly enlightened one know? It is 100% knowing. See? 100% knowing that it doesn't know anything. Does not know one single thing about anything that is taking place. That's the level of mind, you see. That's classed as no mind. Mind is given up. Mind is not even, it's been dehypnotized to the state that it's left the premises. And every now and then, you'll find yourself speaking as if you know. And that's mind fluctuating back into this neutral place. So to not know anything may sound like freedom, and it is. It's freedom for the body and mind. But to be balanced, fluctuating from wakefulness to sleep, is freedom for God, for the soul, for the spirit that you are. So be balanced. Be Buddha. Don't follow groups and don't have groups follow you in the sense that they want something from you or you want to give them something. Let everything be. That's a level of mind, you see. That's what you have to ignore. So ignore these words. Be what you're here to be. And only one that knows that is you. The only singular one outside of you knows nothing. They know nothing about you. Only you know about you. I knows about I. I is I. Reflection. I is I. That's all. Namaste.